are at the heart of every organization. From workforce planning to talent development, HR professionals play a critical role in shaping strategies that empower employees and drive business success. The people knowledge domain encompasses the core of these efforts, focusing on recruitment, engagement, retention, and development. This video explores the essential components of the people domain, highlighting its importance in building thriving, people-centered workplaces. By examining key concepts and best practices, we'll uncover how HR professionals can effectively align people strategies with organizational goals. Before we get started, I know fewer than 20% of my viewers are subscribed to the channel. It would be a great help if you subscribed. It's free, and it helps the channel grow. Subscribing is quicker than leaving a comment, but if you'd like to leave a comment and let me know what types of videos you'd like to see next, I'd love to hear what you think. Given today's video, let's hear a word from our friends at Exam Edge. Exam Edge specializes in realistic online practice tests with detailed feedback for every question. This means you're not just memorizing answers, you're actually mastering the material, which is key to acing your exam. One of their most popular categories is human resources, offering bundles of 1, 5, 10, or even 15 practice tests for certifications like the SHRM CP and PHR. Personally, I choose the 10 or 15 test bundle. You get more questions for a better rate and even bonus freebies. What sets them apart for me is the unlimited access to unique questions. With over 1,300 for the SHRM CP alone, you'll be well prepared and confident for exam day. Ready to take your prep to the next level? Visit the links in the description box below depending on which test you're studying for, and use the code SHIRLEY10 at checkout. That is SHIRLEY10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. By using my links, you'll not only save money, but also support this channel. Let me know in the comments if you've tried Exam Edge or have any questions. Happy studying! The people knowledge domain covers essential HR knowledge relating to people. Its functional areas include HR strategy, talent acquisition, employee engagement and retention, learning and development, and total rewards. In order to perform their job functions effectively within this area, HR professionals need to know how to create and set the strategic direction of the HR function, acquire and develop the talent necessary to pursue organizational goals, maintain a satisfied and engaged workforce while minimizing unwanted employee turnover, and develop a total rewards program that maximizes the effectiveness of the organization's compensation and benefits. HR strategy involves the activities necessary for developing, implementing, managing, and evaluating the strategic direction required to achieve organizational success and to create value for stakeholders. When we think about approaches to project management, there are a variety of strategies HR professionals and leaders can use. For example, traditional methods, Lean Six Sigma, Agile frameworks, critical chain techniques, design thinking, and Kaizen each bring unique benefits depending on the project's goals and scope. Next, let's talk about project management processes. These typically include 5 key stages: initiating the project, planning and designing the approach, launching the work, monitoring and controlling progress, and finally, closing the project successfully. To support these efforts, project planning, monitoring, and reporting tools are essential. Tools like critical path analysis, Gantt charts, variance analysis, and outcome monitoring help teams stay on track and aligned with goals. Equally important is project leadership and governance. This involves defining team roles, managing teams effectively, and using tools like work breakdown structures to ensure everyone knows their responsibilities and how tasks fit into the bigger picture. Now, shifting gears to systems thinking, understanding the interconnected parts of an organization is crucial. Systems theory highlights how interdependence, feedback loops, and differentiated units create a cohesive structure. Strategic planning also plays a critical role in HR and organizational success. Frameworks like PESTLE analysis, SWOT analysis, industry and location-specific studies, scenario planning, and tools like the Growth Share Matrix or Blue Ocean strategies help guide decision-making. And let's not forget the strategic planning process itself, which typically involves 4 main steps: formulating strategies, setting clear goals, implementing plans, and evaluating outcomes to ensure they meet the desired objectives. By mastering these concepts, HR professionals can navigate complex projects, align strategies with organizational goals, and make a lasting impact. Proficiency indicators for all HR professionals include using the perspective of systems thinking to understand how the organization operates, informing business decisions with knowledge of the strategy and goals of HR and the organization, developing and implementing an individual action plan for executing HR's strategy and goals, using benchmarks, industry metrics, and workforce trends to understand the organization's market position and competitive advantage, informing HR leadership of new or overlooked opportunities to align HR strategy with the organization's, and providing HR leadership with timely and accurate information required for strategic decision-making. Proficiency indicators for advanced HR professionals include identifying ways in which the HR function supports the organization's strategy and goals, aligning strategic management and planning activities with organizational mission, vision, and values, engaging business leaders in strategic analysis and planning, evaluating HR's critical activities in terms of value added, impact, and utility using cost-benefit analysis, revenue, profit and loss estimates, and other leading or lagging indicators, providing HR-focused expertise to business leaders when formulating the organization's strategy and goals, developing and implementing HR strategy, vision, and goals that align with and support the organization's strategy and goals, and ensuring that HR strategy creates and sustains the organization's competitive advantage. Talent acquisition is all about identifying, attracting, and building a workforce that aligns with the needs of your organization. Let's break down the key concepts involved in mastering this process. Creating and maintaining a positive employee value proposition, or EVP, and employment brand is essential. This can include showcasing your organization's culture, opportunities for growth, sense of purpose, and offering varied work assignments. Analyzing jobs and identifying job requirements is another critical step. Methods like task inventory analysis, the critical incident technique, and tools like the position analysis questionnaire help ensure a clear understanding of roles. Sourcing and recruiting talent both externally and internally is vital. This might involve job ads, attending career fairs, leveraging social media, building relationships with colleges and universities, or developing strong talent pipelines through internal job postings and employee referrals. Assessing candidates during the selection process can include methods like ability or job knowledge tests, personality assessments, assessment centers, or interviews, whether one-on-one or panel style. Understanding employment categories such as full-time, part-time, contract, temporary workers, or interns is another key piece of the puzzle. Handling job offer contingencies like background checks, credit checks, or even physical or psychological evaluations ensures compliance and organizational alignment. Navigating job offer negotiations around salary, relocation assistance, telecommuting options, or variable job shares can make or break the hiring process. Onboarding new hires effectively is critical to their success. This can include orientation programs, a buddy system for peer support, or personalized onboarding plans. Measuring talent acquisition success through metrics like cost per hire, time to fill, or candidate yield from proactive sourcing provides insights for improvement. Leveraging talent acquisition technologies, such as applicant tracking systems, chatbots, AI for resume screening, or social media for finding passive talent, enhances efficiency. Finally, supporting a positive candidate experience through a streamlined application process, minimizing interview rounds, respecting applicants' time, and maintaining frequent communication helps build your organization's reputation. By mastering these areas, HR professionals can elevate their talent acquisition strategies and ensure long-term success. Proficiency indicators for all HR professionals include understanding the talent needs of the organization or business unit, using a wide variety of talent sources and recruiting methods to attract a qualified and diverse pool of applicants, using technology to support effective and efficient approaches to sourcing and recruiting employees, promoting and using the EVP and employment brand for sourcing and recruiting applicants, using the most appropriate hiring methods and assessments to evaluate a candidate's technical skills, organizational fit, and alignment with the organization's competency needs based on job requirements. Conducting appropriate pre-employment screening, implementing effective onboarding and orientation programs for new employees, designing job descriptions to meet the organization's resource needs, complying with local and country-specific laws and regulations governing talent acquisition, such as avoiding illegal interview questions, and advising and coaching hiring managers on best practices related to job descriptions, interviews, onboarding, and candidate experience. For advanced HR professionals, proficiency indicators include analyzing staffing levels and projections to forecast workforce needs, developing strategies for sourcing and acquiring a workforce that meets the organization's needs, establishing an EVP and employment brand that supports recruitment of high-quality job applicants, designing and overseeing effective strategies for sourcing, recruiting, and evaluating qualified job candidates, designing and overseeing employee onboarding processes, and designing and overseeing valid and systematic programs for assessing the effectiveness of talent acquisition activities that meet the organization's needs. Employee engagement and retention refers to activities aimed at retaining talent, solidifying and improving the relationship between employees and the organization, creating a thriving and energized workforce, and developing effective strategies to address appropriate performance expectations from employees at all levels. When it comes to developing and maintaining a positive organizational culture, it's all about creating strategies that resonate with employees. This can include things like learning strategies, clear communication, building shared values, and personalizing the employee experience. A company's culture significantly influences its organizational outcomes, like overall performance, innovation, risk-taking, and the ability to learn as a team. Workplace flexibility is another crucial aspect that supports employee engagement. Programs like telecommuting, alternative work schedules, and job sharing help employees balance their personal and professional lives. Assessing employee engagement and satisfaction is key, and you can do this through focus groups, stay interviews, or surveys to better understand what motivates your team. Job attitude theories, such as engagement, satisfaction, commitment, and involvement, provide insights into what drives your employees. Job design principles can also play a role, like enriching roles, enlarging responsibilities, rotating tasks, and simplifying work processes to keep things fresh and engaging. Looking at the employee life cycle is important for understanding where employees are in their journey, from recruitment and integration to development and eventual departure. it's also critical to focus on employee retention. This includes using realistic job previews, suggestion systems, identifying the causes of turnover, and employing predictive attrition analysis to help retain talent. Performance management systems are another area where best practices, like using dashboards, calibration, user training, and goal recording, can make a big difference. Having a solid performance appraisal process that includes goal setting and frequent feedback will also help keep employees engaged and motivated. Tracking retention and turnover metrics helps you understand where you stand. Metrics like quality of hire, voluntary turnover rate, and vacancy rate are all valuable for gauging success. Organizational culture also matters. Whether it's authoritarian, participative, or high performance, different cultures will affect employee behavior. Recognition is key to engagement too. This can include things like performance or service awards, spot awards, and peer-to-peer recognition. Personalized rewards also go a long way in making employees feel valued. And supporting employee wellness is essential. Initiatives around mental health, financial wellness, stress management, and work/life integration are all effective in keeping employees happy and engaged. Proficiency indicators for all HR professionals include designing, administering, analyzing, and interpreting surveys on employee engagement, job satisfaction, and culture using best practices, administering and supporting HR and organizational programs designed to improve the employee experience, including engagement and culture, identifying program opportunities to create more engaging or motivating jobs, monitoring changes in turnover and retention metrics, and ensuring that leadership is aware of such changes. Coaching supervisors on creating positive working relationships with their employees. Training stakeholders to use the organization's performance management systems, helping stakeholders understand the elements of satisfactory employee performance and performance management, and implementing and monitoring processes that measure the effectiveness of performance management systems. For professionals studying for the Senior Certified Professional Exam, proficiency indicators include collaborating with business leaders to define an organizational strategy to create a positive employee experience and an engaged workforce, implementing best practices for employee retention in HR programs, practices, and policies, designing, overseeing, and communicating an action plan to address the findings of surveys on employee engagement, job satisfaction, and culture, communicating the results of surveys of employee attitudes and culture, designing and overseeing HR and organizational programs designed to improve employee engagement and satisfaction, holistically monitoring the organization's metrics on employee attitudes, turnover and retention, and other information about employee engagement and retention, designing and overseeing best practices-based employee performance management systems that meet the organization's talent management needs, and designing and overseeing processes to measure the effectiveness of performance management systems. Learning and development activities enhance the knowledge, skills, and competencies of the workforce to meet the organization's current and future business needs. When it comes to learning and development, a key first step is conducting a needs analysis. This could be a person, organization, or cost-benefit analysis, using techniques like surveys, observations, or interviews to gather the right data. From there, you can design and implement learning programs based on models like ADDIE, analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation, or Bloom's taxonomy. Adult learning theories, such as the Learning Everywhere model or the 70-20-10 model, focus on how adults best absorb information. Learning styles, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, also play a big role, and different approaches like e-learning, blended learning, or experiential learning cater to different needs. For assessing development, tools like 360-degree assessments, personality assessments, and high potential assessments are great ways to identify areas for growth. When setting goals, creating individual development plans and using SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-based goals can help guide employees on their career path. Career development techniques, such as career pathing, mentorship, and cross-training, ensure employees have opportunities to grow. Knowledge-sharing techniques, including knowledge maps and knowledge cafes, can help spread knowledge throughout the organization. Leadership development is another area to focus on, using programs like high potential development, stretch assignments, and coaching to help prepare future leaders. Coaching and mentoring can be both formal and informal, and encouraging a growth mindset can lead to lasting change. Technology is transforming learning and development with tools like learning management systems, AI, virtual reality, and chatbots making learning more accessible and engaging than ever before. Proficiency indicators for all HR professionals include using best practices to evaluate data on gaps in employees' competencies and skills, using best practices to develop and deliver learning and development activities that close gaps in employees' competencies and skills, using all available resources to develop, deliver, and evaluate effective learning and development programs, creating internal social networks to facilitate knowledge sharing among employees, creating IDPs in collaboration with supervisors and employees, and administering and supporting programs to promote knowledge transfer. For advanced HR professionals, proficiency indicators include designing and overseeing efforts to collect data on critical gaps in employees' competencies and skills, providing guidance to identify and develop critical competencies that meet the organization's talent needs, monitoring the effectiveness of programs for emerging leaders and leadership development, creating long-term organizational strategies to develop talent, and creating strategies to ensure the retention of organizational knowledge. Total rewards refers to the design and implementation of compensation systems and benefits packages, which are used to attract and retain employees. When it comes to compensation and benefits, gathering market and competitive intelligence is a crucial step. This can be done through remuneration surveys and understanding labor market trends. Interpreting compensation and labor market data is also key, with concepts like benchmarking, internal alignment, and external competitiveness helping you make informed decisions. Compensation philosophies, like leading, lagging, or matching the market, help set the tone for your company's pay structure. For different workforce groups, like domestic workers, global employees, or executives, tailored compensation plans are important to attract and retain talent. These plans may include salary, cost of living adjustments, merit increases, or bonus structures. Leave plans are another important aspect of total rewards, offering flexibility for employees through paid and unpaid leave, vacation days, sick leave, and parental leave. Retirement planning also plays a role, with benefits like pension plans and savings programs being key. Beyond just salary, offering other benefits like disability insurance, employee assistance programs, and health and wellness programs can enhance your total rewards offering. Special benefits, such as share purchase plans or housing partnerships, also show your commitment to employee well-being. Pay practices are also crucial to get right. Things like pay increases, variable pay, pay compression, and pay transparency all contribute to a fair and competitive pay structure. Basic accounting and financial knowledge are important for managing payroll and total compensation effectively. Finally, measuring total reward success is essential, and using metrics like insurance participation rates or compa ratios can provide insights into how well your programs are performing. Proficiency indicators for all HR professionals here include collecting, compiling, and interpreting compensation and benefits data from various sources, implementing appropriate pay, benefits, incentive, separation, and severance systems and programs, complying with best practices for and laws and regulations governing compensation and benefits, differentiating among government-mandated, government-provided, and voluntary benefits approaches, and performing accurate job evaluations to determine appropriate compensation and benefits. Proficiency indicators for advanced HR professionals include designing and overseeing organizational compensation and benefits philosophies, strategies, and plans that align with the organization's strategic direction and talent needs, designing and overseeing executive compensation approaches that directly connect individual performance and desired behaviors to organizational success, ensuring the internal equity of compensation systems, and finally, reevaluating the organization's total rewards package regularly and adjusting as needed. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to check out these videos as well. Happy studying!